Well, people of YouTube, it's me, Yuuna. Now, Sky has probably told you this, but to be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more Seanstermations MIRAI updates. See you around!
As a descendant of Sabi, Sean and Shun, Sky Shizuka was born with a strong sense of justice. Despite her young age, she was dealing with robbers and crooks when she was 4 years old, which would often get her into trouble. While living a normal life, her goal to save Ozuma's soul from evil had never changed. But the challenges of the world would weigh her down as her grandfather, who used to tell her stories of her ancestors' battles and history, had died when she became a teen. She tried running away from that day, but once she found a starving man who was heavily injured, she realized that she couldn't run from the legacy left for her. The man was later taken into hospital on that same day, and after saving him, now with a newfound determination in her heart, Sky continues to hone her skills so she can one day defeat and save the demon god himself. When Susume separated Kurame from her body, both halves had found their true love. Yuuna Hashimoto was one of Kurame's descendants, and the first of a new generation of Celestials. It was tough to fit in at first, especially when the other children would look into her eyes, but just when she wasn't going to fit in at all, she met two very good and irreplaceable friends, and their names were Jamar and Sky Shizuka. Despite not being Celestials themselves, they accepted Yuuna as their friend. She then met Sky and Jamar's other friends, and at that moment, Yuuna had completed Kurame's dying wish to make friends who would never leave her, and in time, she'll be smiling too. After her grandfather's passing, Yuuna will always be there to support Sky, and she and Jamar had formed a strong bond. With the emotions and joy that came with her friends to help her in her life, Yuuna now stands as the Phoenix Celestial. Temujin Morino is a descendant of the late Kurakami village resident Yami. He was kind, clever, and strong due to the fox spirit inside him, as is tradition for all Kurakami descendants. But when the young man turned 12 years old, something changed in him. The fox became uncontrollable, and due to the state beyond his control, he had been suspended from 2 schools in a single year, and his parents had tasked trained individuals to keep an eye on him in case the fox goes wild. But on one day, the unexpected happened. A blue-haired cat girl came to sit with him and offered him half her lunch. Resisting at first, Temujin accepted her offer, and then tears rolled down his eyes, as he had never felt such kindness from anyone since he turned 12. Because he had his friends by his side, Temujin succeeded in school again, and continued to live as this new Temujin so long as his friends live, and will someday find a way to control the rage that dwells. Aikamoto and Elaine Suru became friends from the most unexpected of meetings. Because Sean had saved her world from Izar, Ozuma's prized apprentice, dragons were now free to roam the human world as much as they pleased. But young Aika, however, was so very shy of humans. One day, however, she heard a baby crying and carefully crept towards it. But when her feet touched her stuffed animal, she put 2 and 2 together and gave it back to Elaine. While her parents were confused on who found her stuffed bear, Elaine remembered the face of her bear saviour for most of her childhood. And then years later, Elaine went to find that saviour. The two would then begin to make friends, but when her parents found Aika out, Elaine defended her, saying that she was her friend. There were no words to describe how Aika felt that day. But as she and Elaine grew up, their bond became so strong that someday soon, their kindness would one day save the world.